Do you like granny squares? What about themed granny squares? Those are absolutely fun. What about your name as a granny square? The thought of creating something special with yarn that's different from anybody else's, it's intriguing, don't you think? What I'm doing here today, hi, I'm Kristen, and this is Enchanted Yarnworks. Welcome. I'm super happy that you made it over here. What we are going to do today is a little experiment in color fun with names. Have you ever thought about what your name looks like as a granny square? I mean, it might be interesting, right? I've done a few of these, and I'm absolutely loving how they turn out. They're all different. Everybody's name spelled a little bit differently gives you a little different result. Today we are working on Beth. Beautiful name, beautiful person. I'm super excited to show this one to you. So if you're not subscribed already, please consider doing so. Go ahead and smash that notification bell so that you are notified when all my other videos come out. And hit that like button, show me a little bit of love. So if you're interested in seeing what Beth's name looks like in yarn as a granny square, stick around. You should have some fun. Beth, it is your turn for your square, and I'm super excited for this one. I think it is so pretty. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Colors that we're using today with our Stylecraft Special DK yarn are Lincoln. This is really pretty light green color. Parma Violet, just kind of a light purple. And then we have Parchment, which parchment kind of makes sense, right? So we have a 4mm hook. This is just a Clover Amour. I have it linked down below if you're interested, or I also have another 4mm, just a generic one off of Amazon linked below as well. Whatever, works best for you. Scissors today, and of course, a yarn needle. And here's my trusty yarn tin. And then, as I've been asked before, for my lovely little pouch pattern here, it is not mine, but it is linked down below as well. It is somebody else's on Pinterest, but easy to make and super fun. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll move this over here and move this down. Okay, so this pattern it kind of has a house theme to it, And so we're going to be doing some texture with some basket weave and a woven center. So we have a hearth, which is our parchment color. That's our center, that's our first color, and then a foundation with the Parma Violet, and then the garden, which would be, of course, outside of the house, which is the Lincoln. It's like the moss green color. So let's go ahead and get started. We are starting, of course, with our parchment color. I do like this color. It is like a neutral kind of beige color, but it's not like a warm beige and it's not a cold beige. I think it's very versatile. I think it's such a pretty color. All right, so we're starting with a magic ring, and if you do not know how to do those, I like to just start with the short end of the tail, wrap it around my 2 fingers here, like so. Bring this around again, and then cross over the front, grab the end there with my pinky finger, and then you see we kind of have an X. So this is the bottom, and this is the top where we just went over. Go under the bottom, grab the top there, pull it through, pull it through, kind of twist around, and then yarn over and pull through there again. And that gets it solidified and secure. So there's our magic ring. And I like to put my fingers in the center there to kind of hold it so that it doesn't get wobbly and undone. So we need to start with double crochets. So we need to chain 3. That's our first double crochet. And then we're doing 11 more to make a total of 12. I'll pull that tail a little bit. And then our chain is our 12, our chain 3 at the beginning. So we are doing a slip stitch here at the top of our chain 3. There we go. Pull that middle a little bit more. And then before I move on with the next color, I will definitely weave that in so that it's nice and secure. Okay, so next row we are, of course, expanding, and we need to chain 3 again. And we are going to expand by doing double crochets. So here's 2. So that chain counts as a 1. And then our second one is in the same stitch. And then we're going to do 2 all the way around to increase to 24 stitches. Alrighty. So yes, you see that kind of came loose a little bit, but that's okay. It'll get secured. Okay, so there's our 24. And again, we are slip stitching. And next round, we're staying with this parchment color. I know, it's so weird. We usually have like color changes every round. This one, we're doing 3 rounds with parchment. This is a larger square, but it is so pretty. What do you think about this color? I absolutely love this color. I think this would be a beautiful neutral blanket color that you could make with, I don't know, kind of gives like a linen feel color tone to me. All right, next up, we're going to start squaring. Okay, so we're starting with our corners. So we need 2 double crochets. So we're going to chain 3 to get that started. And then double crochet in the same. And then chain 2. And then 2 more double crochets. Okay, and then now we're doing 5 double crochets. And there's our first corner and side. So we're going to repeat that. Next corner, 2 double crochets. Chain 2, 2 double crochets. And then 5 more across. Okay, we are halfway around. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off, and I'll meet you at the end of it. Okay, here's our last double crochet of the side. And now we're going to slip stitch to the first, chain 3, and we're going to fasten off and change colors to our beautiful Parma Violet. which gives, we're going to work that Basketweave foundation, as the pattern calls it. And I do like to do this as I go so that it gives me a better working foundation for the next rounds with the new color, and I don't have to do it later. Because when if you're doing a lot of squares and then you have to go back and weave them all in, I mean, what's the point in continuing? That's what it feels like sometimes. So I like to just take the few extra seconds as I go to weave these guys in. And I definitely want to be sure that the center magic ring is very secure. Now you can do the chain or slip stitch to make a ring if you want, and then kind of wrap it as you go so you can pull it tight. That'll guarantee much better that it will not come undone, but this is what we did today. So how pretty is that guy? All right, next up, Parma Violets. It's a pretty purple color. Kind of a lavender, I guess. A light lavender. Maybe a lilac. So what we're doing is starting in our corner. You can join with your slip stitch on there, and then we do a chain 3, or I'm just going to do a standing double crochet. I like to do those so that it's consistent in stitch look when possible. So there we go. We have 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Now what we're doing are front post, back post. So we're going to front post double crochet around the next 3 stitches. If you have not done a front post double crochet before, let me slow down the next one for you and kind of come a little closer. You're going to yarn over like a double crochet. Instead of going into the top loops here, you're going to come back behind that stitch right there, which is your double crochet from below, and kind of come around like so, and then yarn over like a regular stitch and finish off your double crochet. And as you see, it works around that double crochet post there for you. So we need 3 of those. So here's our third. Okay, like that. Now our back post, we need to do 3 back posts. Same thing, yarn over. Instead of coming from the front like we did for our front post, we're going to come around from the back like so. Okay, and you just come around. I'll show it from the back side. So see if I can get closer. You're going to go in from the back side. Okay, come around the front of that post of the stitch. So that's what it'll look like on the back. That's what it looks like on the front. Yarn over like you do regular double crochet. Sorry, I was out of frame there. Pull through and around. And you have the typical 3 loops on your hook, yarn over like and finish like a regular double crochet. And as you see, this one's here in the front and this one's wrapping around the back. And it's going to pull these top bits forward like so. So yarn under, come around from the back, yarn over, finish your stitch, and 3. So here's our third one. See? So there those are. You can see kind of the differences there. Sorry, was that out of frame? So bad about that. So we have the front ones and the back ones. So the back ones, as you see, throws your top of the stitch forward. Now we need 3 more of our front post. So again, coming from the front around the back. 1, 2, and here's 3. There we go. So can you see the difference in how that works? Gives such a different texture there, and that's going to make that basket weave look. So then what we're going to do in the next round is we're going to do the opposite, and that'll get the back and forth look like a basket weave. I hope that makes sense. We'll see. So now we're in our corner. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then we'll just continue this around, repeating the way we did. So 3 front post, 3 back post, and then 3 front post. Okay, I want to show you what it looks like on the back side. You might be interested. So it's just the opposite, of course, but that kind of looks neat on the back. So in round 2, it's going to be the next round. It's going to be opposite. So it'll kind of look like this. The next round's going to look like this. I hope I'm not confusing you if this is new to you. So I'll just continue. So again, we have our next corner, and then we're going to repeat these sides. Okay. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then I will be back around. I'll finish this and catch you up for the next round. Okay, so here's our last front post double crochet stitch of this round, which is round 4. Now we just slip stitch into our standing double crochet or chain 3 if that is what you chose to do. And here's the beginning of our basket weave. All right, so next we are going to slip stitch to the corner. And chaining 3 counts as our double crochet, another double crochet, chain 2, 2 or double crochets. Okay, so how we're starting this is we're not starting a basket weave here. We're going to do 2 double crochets in the tops of the first 2 stitches, and then we go into our basket weave pattern. So 2 in the top 2 corners from below. Now we are doing the opposite of what we did last round. So last round we started with 3 front post double crochets. This round we're going to start with 3 back post double crochets. And that starts our basket weave texture. So now in the back post center ones, we're doing front post. And then again, back post, the next 3. So it's just the opposite of what we did in the round previous. And then 2 double crochets in the tops of these 2 from the corner of the previous round. And then now we are in the corner. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Repeat. So top 2 here. If I was going to, this is our last round of the purple color. We're going to start our border after this. But if I was going to continue with this basket weave texture in the next round, I would just, let's go back to this corner over here. I would, because we were doing it sets of 3, right? I would double crochet in that first double crochet, and then I would do the opposite of what's coming up in these next 3. So in the next round, this would be a front post 3. So I would do a back post 3 in these 3 on the side over here if I was going to continue to build this. Pretty sure that was going to be a question asked. So there you go. Why did I not start it with this round up? Because there's 2 there, and it's kind of a weird, since we're working in groups of 3, I think that 2 there would just be kind of awkward. And this also allows that corner to kind of settle and be nice. So that's why. And this is the front, so we're doing a back. So we're repeating, same thing on the sides. So opposite of round 4, we start with 3 back post double crochets, and then 3 front post double crochets, and finish 3 back post, and then in the tops of the 2 double crochets from the corners of the last round, and then our corner is now 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. All right, so before I finish this around, just kind of want to pause and show you how that is building this beautiful basket weave. Hope you can kind of see that on camera there. I think it's super pretty. Building this out, I think, would make like a gorgeous pillow. Or, I mean, there's so much you could do to do a center out blanket with this. But Beth's square is a square, not a full blanket. So let's go ahead and finish. And then we get to do the last 2 rounds, which are the border with our beautiful Lincoln color. So I'm going to finish this round up and catch you at the end. Okay, and our last 2 double crochets are in the tops of our 2 double crochets here. Okay, so we are just slip stitching to the first, chain 3, and then going to fasten off. And of course, I'm going to weave in these ends so that I don't have to worry about it later. But before I finish, to do that, look how pretty that is. I love the texture that basket weave gives it. The back's kind of cool too. I always like looking at the back side when I do those kinds of stitches, just to see how different it is. Okay, next up we are finishing with 2 rounds of our beautiful Lincoln color, which is our border. So we're going to be working half double crochets in this. And just like I do with the doubles, I'm going to do a standing half double, and we are going in any corner. So there we go. And we need to do 2 of these. So if you decided not to do a standing stitch, you can just do a chain 2 for that half double, and then chain 2, and then 2 half doubles, like so. This is such a pretty color. So now we are just going to half double crochet in each stitch around. Pretty simple. And then 2 half doubles in the corner, chain 2, 2 half doubles. And then we're just repeating all the way around. Just super simple half double crochets in every stitch. And don't forget those corners. Okay, that is our last half double. And slip stitching to the first. And here's our first round, our first of the final 2. So this is round 6. Now round 7, we are just slip stitching to the corner. And this round, we are just doing single crochets all the way around. Okay, so chain 1, 1 single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. Now we are doing single crochets all the way down. Super simple. Cannot forget this hidden stitch right here. And this is what we do. This is our final round. Kind of finishes it off nicely. Back to our corner, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So there's our first side. And we're just going to finish easy peasy, single crochets all the way around. Okay, and then we'll be finishing off, and it'll be perfect for blocking. And then I'll see you at the end of that. Okay, so we now have 2 more single crochets left. And then a slip stitch to the original. Single crochet in the corner. And now we will just finish this off. And weave in these ends. All right, Beth, here you are, my darling. I hope you love this square. It is absolutely, I think it's adorable. It's gorgeous. So, Beth, this is a house pattern. This is secure. This is your home. I think it suits you, honey. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this square. You could take this pattern and use whatever colors you like. You could expand this. I think it would be, like I was saying earlier, you could make a pillow with this, expand your this center part with the Basketweave. I think that'd be lovely. Or of course, you know, build on this with more squares. If you would like your name as a square, please comment down below and let me know. Family names, you know, personal names, kids' names, your names, partner names, things like that. I think it's all fun. So I hope you love this one. And I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, and I will see you shortly. Beth, my dear friend, I absolutely hope that you love your square. I think it suits you. I think it's beautiful. There's just some lovely, lovely texture in here that, I don't know, it gives some depth, just like you. So I hope you love it. Everyone else watching us, if your name is Beth, yours may look like this. If it's not, put your name down below and we'll see what your design looks like and your colors. I think they would be very intriguing. I love doing this little experiment. It's a lot of fun. So if you liked this video, please go ahead and hit that like button and show me some love. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so and smashing that notification bell so you know when my next videos come out. I want to say thank you for hanging out with me today. Like I said, if you would like your name in a granny square, go ahead and put your name in the comment box down below. Also, by all means, tell me what you think about this square. Do you love it? Does it kind of look like Beth? Yeah, your idea of Beth in your mind? Let me know what you think. So again, thanks again for hanging out with me today. Show me some love with that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Who knows? It might be your name.